All right, everybody, welcome to the Gang Guys podcast, man. I forget which episode number it is, but it doesn't really matter because, you know what I'm saying, as always, we got the homie Game Guy, go to the one and only here.
The one and only.
You know what I'm saying? We got Kellen over there, man, and we got our homie Kevin, man. You know what I'm saying? An amazing comedian. You know what I'm saying? He told us not to call him a TikToker, so we're not going to call him that. I feel him on that because, you know what I'm saying, that just, I don't know, it just feels a little disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we got a lot of game to get into, man. I'm excited. You know, as you guys know, I'm a comedian my damn self, so I'm excited to learn from the homie, man. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
So Kevin, let's where'd this all start for you? He was a cop, you know, he was a pig at one
Word?
point.
Yeah. I mean, all right, that's a good way to start.
He was a pig.
In New York.
Yeah, I was a cop in New York for 7 years. But I'll kind of dig in. I'll give you a little bit of my story. That way y'all have some context. He knows it, but he's a dickhead. You know? I grew up in New York, in Queens, and I was a heroin addict when I was younger. I had a really bad drug problem.
Damn.
And then I got clean when I was 24 years old. I got diagnosed with something called papillary carcinoma. It's a type of thyroid cancer.
Oh my God.
That was, that was wild for a couple of years. And then I tried to get my life together, so I became a cop. When I was 26, I was a cop. I became a cop at the Port Authority, New York, New Jersey. It's a police department in New York.
If you don't mind me asking, you beat the cancer, correct?
I beat the cancer.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
I mean, I
thank
still
God.
I get checkups every 6
Of
months
course,
and shit.
course,
You know,
yeah,
but
thank God.
yeah, thank God, man.
Yeah,
You know, it was
that's
stage
dope.
one. It was.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Because my brother had cancer, so I understand that, man. That shit is not no joke.
It's brutal to your mind. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Luckily, it was stage one for me, but more so it fucked up my mind.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just got clean. My life was I was like,
was it something brought on by the drugs?
I mean, who knows, bro? I lived such a fucked up, crazy life. You know what I'm
Could've
saying?
been
I was a
anything.
hustler, and then I was, who knows what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Came in from anywhere,
I lived many lives, and I became a cop, and that was the worst experience of my life. And I think, but it was a blessing for me because it allowed me to really dig in. What are you laughing at? You bitch ass motherfucker?
I laughed because he would call me. He's like, look, I'm hiding in the airport right now. He's like, I haven't arrested anyone in like 4 years. He's like, I hate this shit. And he's like, I'm over here coming up with TikTok ideas.
Yeah, bro.
I just laughed because it was funny because he would never arrest no one.
I was grinding. I was, and they hated me, dog. They hated me because like I was
making no arrests.
Yeah, I would try to do as little as possible, and I would hustle on the side. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my TikTok thing. I was doing my skits and shit, and they hated it. Social media to a police department is kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? So they hated what I was doing, and then eventually I left. I started doing stand up, and that it was a blessing, bro. And I sold 30,000 tickets last year, and I've been doing my thing, bro.
Hey, you gotta take us through that, right? Because you was hustling, being a cop, and how you make that transition.
I was hustling when I was younger. I just sell my weed and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I did my shit in college, made my money, and then I got hooked on pills and started getting all fucked up, and which was a crazy transition, right? Because like when you hustling, you look down on everybody.
Yeah.
You look at all these motherfuckers like, I don't take pills. I don't do none of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
you
all of a sudden, quickly, you transition. Now you're a fiend.
Yeah.
Now everybody looking at you, and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like you were a hustler before. You were a cool guy. Now look at you. Now you begging motherfuckers for pills. You know, and it happens quickly. And then I became a cop and tried to live like a normal life. And I had 2 kids. I was married at the time. I'm separated right now, but I had my 2 boys, and I tried to change my life. I got on a medication called Suboxone, which was pretty much like methadone, and I was on that for years. And getting off that was the worst.
Man, I feel it. I feel it. I just got off of these damn depression pills, man. That shit is not no joke,
man. Bro, that shit was the worst,
shit is
bro.
A trap,
it fucked up my whole mind, bro, because it removes like all the endorphin, the serotonin and the endorphins from your brain, bro. Your brain stops creating that shit.
Exactly.
And
Did
it's
you
not
get the restless leg syndrome at night?
I had that shit for fucking a year and a half,
No
dog.
way.
Yeah.
Before how'd you go to bed?
Bro, it was the worst. I didn't sleep. I would sleep 2 hours a day, bro.
Because look, I'm not gonna lie, I was addicted to pills too. I was snorting the blues, like the perks that everyone takes.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was on and off that for years in my life.
Yeah.
I'd do like little 6-month stints. I'd get all addicted to it, and I'd come off, and bro, literally when you come off those, you're shitting yourself, you're throwing up,
Oh my
cold
God.
sweats, your heart's racing, and the worst part is the moment You try to go. It doesn't happen all day, but the moment you lay in bed and you try to close your eyes,
sleep, dog.
Your legs just start kicking, bro.
Feels like little bugs in your legs. But here's the problem: Suboxone is 20 times worse than any opioid you could possibly take, because the half-life is so. There's something called half-life in these pills. So the half-life is so long for Suboxone, so it stays in your system for so long.
What is a half-life, if you don't know?
Half-life is half of the medication is out of your system in this many hours. So the half-life for that was like a day and a half.
Damn.
Whereas a pill is like a couple hours, right?
Okay.
So the half-life for Suboxone was so long. So when you get off that shit, bro, that shit is in your body forever, dog. So it took, bro, I remember it was a year later. I was super depressed. I went to go to my doctor because he was the one who put me on Suboxone, but to save my life. But he was also the one who tried to get me off. And I remember when I went to him and I was like, bro, it's been a year, dog. Like I'm dying. Like, and he was like, because he had told me 6 months you good. 6 months you good. But he lied on purpose just to get me off. And I remember a year later, I was like, yo, I'm dying. And he was like, dog, your brain might never be the same. Damn. And that was like a fucked up pill to swallow. Because you like, fuck. Because it's the truth, bro. That shit fucks you up so bad, you might not never be the same.
So what was the solution to that from there, you know?
So I watched a Joe Rogan podcast, and this guy was on there and he was talking about something called Kratom. Now, listen. I'm not talking about the Kratom at the gas stations.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm talking about
boards,
real,
right?
I'm talking about real, and it took a long time to find the company that I trust. I went through so many companies because you could buy shit at the gas station. It's not the same thing. Okay? I'm talking about something that I get from a reputable company. I won't shout them out because, I don't know.
They ain't getting paid for that shit.
Yeah, but it's a reputable company and they test their shit and it took me a year to fucking find these people, but they saved my life, dog, and on a crazy level. And I won't not shout them out because of money. I just won't shout them out because I don't want, with these, it's weird. It's the way it's regulated in the United States, and some people are like, I'm not trying to fuck up my own shit.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying?
You mind if I talk about that for a second? So if I'm not mistaken, does Kratom have psilocybin in it?
No.
No, okay, but it's a plant medicine of some sort, correct?
It's a root.
It's a leaf. It's a leaf that they grow in Thailand.
Got it.
It's natural.
It's natural.
You've had it before with that at the Kava bar.
So I will say I love that you said that, because I hate when people say that plant medicine is drugs. I hate when say, I don't do shrooms because I don't do drugs. It's not a fucking drug, because it's literally grows from the earth. It grows from the planet. God put it here for it to help your brain and extend to your consciousness. There's a reason why they make that shit illegal and they make alcohol legal. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you uncovering what those things does to your brain. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, bro, I was hooked on antidepressants for a while. You know what I'm saying? They convince you that, if you come in at one point when you're going through growing pains, if that you're just a depressed person, here's some pills, take this shit, you'll be all right. And I'm not gonna lie, at first it was a crutch. It got me through whatever I was going through. But then you get over the depression. And then it's like, now your brain's hooked on these fucking pills. And if you go 3-4 days without them, now your brain start freaking the fuck out. You can't even function. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, these niggas got me. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, it was one point where I replaced it with, working out, meditating every morning, this, whatever. And then like 3 months, I'm thinking I'm good. Out of nowhere, I woke up one day and I felt like I really picked up a knife. I was really finna kill myself, bro. And I'm not a depressed person, bro. That's not what I do. So I knew that there was something wrong with my brain at that point. Something was fucked up with my brain chemistry. So, you know what I'm saying? I say all this to say, bro, what I did recently to get off the pills for good now is I microdose on shrooms. And what it does is it rewires your brain chemistry to get back to where it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope that you mentioned that the Kratom did that for you, because I just highly encourage, man. I tell people all the time, man, when I have kids, you know what I'm saying, when I have a son, I'm gonna give that nigga shrooms at like 16 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, my brother. I don't know if you should say that.
I understand, but I'm gonna give that nigga shrooms. You know why? Just because I just feel like because I feel like the game and the knowledge and the way it widens your eyes, it'll help. I wish I knew what shrooms taught me at that age, because I would have avoided so much bullshit. You know what I'm trying to say? And it just helps you see life in the way, it helps you step outside of the matrix. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get it,
you know what I'm
my
saying? It's
brother.
kind of
I
hard
get
to
it, I get it.
explain.
No, man,
you
listen,
know?
whatever helped you to get through, that's what matters, my
Yeah.
brother, at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Goldie, have you ever tried shrooms?
Nah, I've never tried it. You know, a
Never?
lot of people
Yeah.
I know do shrooms, and I just, I feel like I'm one of those people. I might be the one that don't never come back, so I'll be like, nah, I'm cool.
Goldie's gonna turn into a cup of
But
orange
no,
juice.
but that's good. Bro, that's honestly, that's fire, bro, because that's actually very rare.
Yeah, just stay away from it.
I will
days,
say
you know,
this though. Hold on, I will say this because look, Goldie. I look up Goldie. I'm like he my older brother,
Yeah,
man. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So I just tell him because it's when you say you're not gonna come back.
Yeah.
That's impossible on shrooms.
Yeah.
Because it's plants. It's plant medicine. The thing that you're talking about is like acid.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't coming
That-
back from
that
that.
type
Hey,
of shit
I
as well.
seen
You know what I'm
someone
saying?
really fucked up on shrooms, bad though. Like,
Really?
bro, scare.
Like
honestly,
they came
Listen,
down
Yeah,
and they weren't the
if you do-
same.
I did shrooms in college and I did too much and it was a problem.
Really?
Bro,
Yeah.
McQueen, listen to this.
Wow.
I seen
Yeah,
this
it was a
kid.
problem.
I was in Washington. He ate like 5 or 6 grams of shrooms, like a mega dose. You know?
Okay, but you doing too much.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
of
Well,
course.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he did too much. And dude, we're in the middle of in like the forest in like Washougal, Washington. He jumps up in the air. In midair, he goes crisscross applesauce straight to his ass and starts speaking like devil's tongues.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, see, now he never gonna do this.
we take him back. We take him back to the day. We take him back to the house, bro. He's screaming in the house. He punches my friend's mom in the face, and then he pulls out his dick and starts beating off.
Okay, no, that nigga got possessed by a demon.
We had to
Nah.
call 911.
That nigga, that's some. See,
Bro,
now Goldie ain't never finna
he
do that.
punched his
shit.
head.
Never gonna happen.
He
Never.
punched his head through the window and was trying to cut his neck on the glass.
Oh,
bro.
so now he tripping.
I thought
Yeah,
this
he
was a
was sick.
motivational podcast.
Right, I'm like, damn. Hold on
Look,
a second.
look,
Let's yeah.
The reason I don't try any of psychedelics is because I think that I'm gonna just go crazy, and then too, it's like with steroids or with anything you do without growing the right way, it mess you up. I feel like if I want to elevate my consciousness, I'll meditate, I'll do the inner work and get there naturally, rather than forcing a process where I ain't grow mentally yet and then it messed me up or
Well,
something
here's
like
the
that.
thing. You don't. I would recommend you never do it, and the reason that is because
Yeah.
you're going in it with the mindset of like, yo, this shit might fuck me up.
Yep,
So
exactly.
if you're gonna go into
Yep,
it like
there you
that,
go, exactly.
then don't fucking do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
Because
true.
so, like
That's
even
true.
Bad
ecstasy,
trip.
like ecstasy. Look, in college, I love ecstasy. That shit was the best, yo. That shit was
Yeah.
fire. We used to throw parties, black light parties. That shit was. I love that shit. That shit was fire.
Yeah, yeah.
But ecstasy it will exacerbate any feelings you have.
Exactly.
Right. So if you're paranoid, dog. You're
Yeah.
ultimate
Take me
paranoid.
straight to the
You all
ER,
fucked
bro,
up.
if you give me
you
some
know what I'm
ecstasy.
saying? Like
I'm
if
too
you
scared,
happy,
bro. Yeah.
you happy,
that's
dog.
facts. It's
If
facts.
if you sad, you sad. And like I loved ecstasy, but if you go into it with like I'm gonna die on this
yeah.
shit, all of a sudden your shit
Nah,
gonna
that's
be
facts.
you gonna
especially on a
listen, your brain is
psychedelic,
powerful.
especially on a psychedelic like shrooms. I just think that your mind is already so powerful as it is, Goldie, that it's just like when you because I was scared as fuck before I took mine.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro, what if I was having the same thoughts like, damn, what if I don't come back with this, and I took it. And my homies, my best friend, he told me, he was like, when you get to that point, just fucking what's that shit called? Just
Surrender?
Just surrender. And
Easier said than done.
and
from
it
something.
is, but it gets to a point where it's like whatever the shrooms are showing you, you got two choices. You either fight this and it becomes the worst experience on the
Yes,
planet,
or you accept
or
it.
you accept it and it becomes the amazing.
Yeah, but
That don't sound, it don't sound fun.
No, but
it don't
see,
sound
but listen
fun.
to me
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But see, it,
You
it,
like,
it,
yo,
it
you
don't,
either-
it don't sound
accept
fun.
this.
I get what you're saying, but all I'm trying to tell you is your mind is already so strong, and if I.
Yeah, yo, look, you got
Yeah,
that.
that don't sound fun at all to me.
But your mind is already so strong, so it's like if I could do it, and I get to the point where I'm like, okay, either surrender. And once I surrendered, it was the most beautiful experience I've ever had in my fucking entire lifetime. So I just feel like
I
if
know
you
a lot
ever
of people
do,
that take shrooms.
yeah, I'm like, if I feel like, look, if you ever get to the point where you want to do it, all I'm saying is I do feel like you'll be just fine. As a matter of fact, I think you'll be even better. You know what I'm saying? But like,
we'll give a. Can I talk about yesterday?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so Kels and I took a little bit over microdosing yesterday.
Okay.
Very small piece, small cap, small stem.
Yeah.
We went to dinner, right?
Yeah,
No big
yeah,
deal. I was going to bed early. I'm a cornball. I'm gonna go out. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So we took a little bit. I felt great. He was like, I'm gonna do what? Okay.
I felt a little nauseous
Yeah,
after
he felt
dinner.
a little
I ate
nauseous.
hella food.
Now he took
Yeah.
he took very little.
Yeah,
so what I'm
yeah.
saying is, you're right in the sense of like, yo, you don't know how your body's gonna react. Your
Yeah.
body's your body.
Yeah.
So if you think I can't do this
Yeah,
shit.
facts.
Like, fuck it, dog. Don't do it. Because you know why? Because then you gonna be mad as fuck at this motherfucker. Like, you bitch ass motherfucker. You told me to do this shit, and look at me now. I'm vomiting on myself like a fucking clown. You know?
But Kellen, you said you was eating too much. He did that to himself.
Nah. He was chilling at first.
No, we had a great time. It just when I got back, I felt mad full, and you know how you get nauseous sometimes.
Yeah.
I just felt like that. I was cool. I didn't throw up or nothing.
He looked at me. He was like, I was gonna smoke before I go to bed. I smoked before I go to bed. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna go burn, like, you know. And he was like,
Yeah.
I almost smoked. I almost ruined my sobriety with him yesterday. I'm almost to 500 days.
Yeah, I told him
like
not to
6 days
though.
away.
When he told me I didn't realize he hadn't smoked in that long. I told him not to.
He's trying to encourage him to smoke.
I know. Don't make it seem like I was like, you smoke, dog.
No. I was gonna make a conscious decision to smoke, and then I was like, you know what? I'm almost to 500 days.
I also
that's
told
like
you
a great.
not to do it.
That's like a great. Yeah, you did.
That is
that's like a great milestone.
Hell yeah.
All right, so back to the comedy, bro. So
I was gonna ask a question about it.
go ahead.
Go ahead, dog.
So like I told you on the phone, I've been doing stand-up since like 2018. But really, I don't really count me doing it consistently at all until just recently. Because like I would do a show in 2018, and then a year and a half, 2 years later, I'll do another show.
Okay, yeah.
But it was always my fans. I was always selling it to. I was always selling the show from my fans. You know what I'm saying? And anyone who showed up was my fans. And so I kind of like, and every time I would go up, it would be great. I would do an amazing job in this. But then like I said, it would be like 1 year increments. You know what I'm saying? And then like I'll just kind of get that high from it, and I'll be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm a stand-up comedian. But then it gets to a point where I'm just like, nigga, I can't keep saying this if I'm not being consistent with this shit.
Sure.
And I feel like I know that the reason why was because I was running away from the fact that I'm not fully sure if I go and perform in front of people who don't know me yet, that I'm still just as funny. So I had to prove that to myself recently. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I tell Kellen recently, man, he helped me kind of just push me overboard. And he was like,
he told me.
He was like, bro, you just gotta drop the ego shit. You know what I'm saying? And just go into these rooms over here and just perform and just do it and just record yourself. And I'm telling you, like, you'll see. And he was right. You know, I went to these rooms and I was fucking killing it. You know what I'm saying? And now, what I was trying to get at with saying all this was, my biggest thing now that I'm finally getting over by the grace of God is I was afraid that if I performed in front of people who don't know me or random rooms that I wasn't going to be funny, because like I said, every time I performed, it was always in front of my fans.
Sure.
So I wanted to ask you, was there ever a time, and then another thing too that I had a mental block I had to get over was the fear of like rejection, almost like when you get trying to learn how to talk to hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but you need that shit.
You need that,
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to. Okay, so I'll tell you this. A couple weeks ago, I went to 2 rooms and I bombed back to back, like just bombed. I've never seen it in my life. That shit fucked me up. That shit felt like, I'm not gonna lie, that shit hurt, bro. That shit hurt for like a week. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the same. I wasn't the same nigga at all.
Nah, but you ain't bombed. Listen, they made you work, dog, and that's the difference. That's what I say.
Okay.
I'll go up there, but like, yo, they made me work, dog.
Yeah.
Because you know, and I'm headlining, so I'm up there for an hour,
Right.
45 minutes to an hour.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
my
so
God.
like, so when you up there, you really got to sit in that shit. So if it's a shit crowd, and here's the thing, here's what I've noticed.
have you ever had a shit crowd?
Fuck yeah, you have shit crowds all the time. Bro, it is inevitable. I don't give a fuck how funny you are, how good you are, how talented you are.
Yeah.
You're always gonna have shit crowds. You know why? Because you get these motherfuckers who like, their girls are fans. And they're like, yo, let's go see
They
Kevin
too good to laugh at your
Herrera.
shit, yeah.
And they're like this.
Yeah. Yep.
And they sitting here and they don't want to laugh, though, and they staring at you, you bitch ass motherfucker.
Yeah,
You
shit
come
so
out
corny.
here with your
Yeah.
chain.
You know, for
and
real,
your
yeah, yes,
outfits,
bro, yes,
and
yes.
your outfits, and you cool.
That's
and my
crazy.
bitch
Yeah.
love you, and she watch your videos. Fuck you,
Yeah.
bitch. Make me laugh.
Damn.
So for the first 10 minutes, they like this.
Yeah, it's
staring
facts.
at you. And it don't matter what you say, dog. You can say the funniest joke in the world, and they still looking at you like this. And by the end of it, they're hiding their face.
Yeah.
Trying not to laugh. But that's part of it, right? Like, listen, they're coming to see a show. Go do the show. They paid to see a show. So give the fucking show, bro.
Do you try not to look in the crowd? To
Nah,
mess
look
you
at
up?
everybody, bro.
Yeah.
You know why? Because and because at the end of the day, it's what makes you better.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when I first started,
Yeah.
I didn't look at nobody, bro. I look in the back.
That's what
Like
I was
this,
gonna ask
And
you.
I stare at a dot. I wouldn't look at a motherfucking soul, and I would
Yeah.
just spit my shit. And
Yeah.
it would do well, right?
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
didn't. But so here's the thing: when I first started, the first, let's just say, tour around the country, those are your diehard fans.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who love you, right?
Yeah.
After you kill it for a year and you do your thing, now it's people who are curious. They're not fans. They're just like, oh, this motherfucker's selling out everywhere. I'm curious. How funny is he? So now they're coming out, and now they're not coming to laugh. They're coming to because they're curious, dog.
Yeah.
So now you got to make them laugh. So now those motherfuckers come in, they're like, oh, damn, like this motherfucker funny. Now they tell more people. And now those third group of motherfuckers, they even worse. Now they're like, fuck this motherfucker. He not that funny. I'm going to make sure he not that funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, sometimes you're going to get those crowds who don't give a fuck, who are just going to sit there. But yo, you got to eat that shit, dog, and it makes you a better comic.
Okay.
You got to look them in their fucking face. You have to have more confidence than everyone in that fucking room. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because when they call your name, it's not like music, dog. You can go up there and you can spit a fucking rap and everybody's rapping along with you. When you up there and you're a comic, they clap.
What's next?
Make me laugh, pussy.
Yeah.
And you better fucking make them laugh, dog. Because if you don't, and it only gets worse. Listen, if you don't start with a banger and move to the next bang, bro, I've done 3 bangers in a row, and then it's not to the 4th bang where they're like, damn, they have to give it up. Bro, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And if you really want that shit, you're gonna do that shit, and you're gonna build it, and you have to do it consistently.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way to get better.
Yeah.
You can't do that shit. I don't care how talented you are, dog.
Yeah.
Bro, I am the best comic when I'm doing that shit on the regular. On the regular.
What about hecklers? Like, you get a lot of hecklers?
Yeah, you get hecklers. You know what I'm saying? But like, you listen. I'm a storyteller, so I tell a story while I'm up there, right? So I don't do crowd work. Stop talking to me, bitch. You bought tickets to see me. Shut your fucking mouth. Right? You know what I'm saying? Let me tell my story. I don't do crowd work. And that's not against anybody who does it. That's a skill. It's a skill set. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
So I'll either ignore them or get to the point where motherfuckers. I have like viral clips where
you tell people shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I normally tell them, like, shut the fuck up, bitch. It's irritating. You came here, shut up.
Yeah.
And they'll ask like random shit, like, man, how old are your kids?
Yeah.
Bitch, shut up.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck you mean, how old are my kids? I'm in the middle of a story talking about my mom.
Yeah,
Fuck you asking about my kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, to each their own. Look, there's a lot of comics who are really dope at crowd work, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure look, I have viral clips where I crushed the crowd work and it was cool. I don't like doing it. Stop talking to me, dog.
Yeah.
Y'all here for a show.
Yeah.
Listen to my show and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it.
I love that. I'm a student in the game, so I'm just soaking up all the game right now, man.
Listen, I haven't been doing this for too long. I will tell you, if you want to know game, dog, so one of the only comics that really gave me gems and brought me under his wing when he didn't have to was Joe Coy. Joe Coy. Listen, I'm gonna tell you a story. Before I ever did comedy, Joe Coy hit me up on a DM. He was like, yo, you're mad funny, dog. Come to my show in New York. Went to his show, brought me backstage. It was super dope. Damn. He was like, bro, you need to do comedy. You mad funny. And I was like, yeah, I'll do comedy for sure, dog. You know, a year later, this was at UBS Arena, okay? A year later, to the date, he did UBS Arena, and I opened for him.
Wow.
In front of fucking 12,000 people, dog.
Damn.
That's dope as fuck.
He's a goon, and that motherfucker, he took a chance on me, dog.
Yeah,
he took a chance on me. He saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself.
Yeah.
You have to find those people, because I will tell you 90% of the people you're gonna interact with in the comedy scene are gonna tell you or gonna somehow shit on you, dog.
Bro,
it don't matter
noticed
how
that.
good you are.
I noticed that, bro. I noticed that. It's like these niggas are afraid to admit that I'm funny.
But it
it's
doesn't.
so corny.
But you gotta stay away from that shit, bro. You gotta find the few people who are gonna be honest with you. Bro, my opener, the reason I was like, yo, he was the first comic ever. He was doing comedy 10 years. He came up to me and was like, yo, you're fucking hilarious. And I've never seen someone who's been doing comedy this long be this good. Yeah. You're incredible. I was like, yo, you want to tour with me forever? Wow. Because I never thought, that's a humble, regular motherfucker.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? You have to find those people.
Yeah.
And continue doing your career, bro.
So I like how you said, I know other people may have questions, but I'm just kind of taking it. Anyway, so I like how you said, okay, because like I said, after I bombed, right? And in reality, I probably didn't bomb as much as I think it is. I just took my shit to heart, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it hurt because all I was used to was laughs, you know what I'm saying, on big stages and shit. So long story short, I said, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back because I couldn't even function until I made sure I went back and redeemed myself. I went back to like the following week and I fucking killed it. You know what I'm saying? I even got it on camera. I posted it, and it did crazy. It did great on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I went back again the next week, which was this past week, and I killed it again, even harder. You know what I'm saying? And so now I've just been going 2 to 3 times a week. And now it's like I'm noticing that, you know, not to be, you know, how do I say, not to be fucking cocky or anything, but like, I know I'm really like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, bro.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be confident.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
You got to walk up there with that confidence. You got to be more confident than everybody in the room.
And
bro.
I love that you said that because, you know, it's almost like, you know, it's like you said, 90% of the people in the comedy scene, they're going to act like that you're not like that. But I feel like it's like they're intimidated that I really just naturally do this. You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, in your business, it's the same shit.
Yeah, same exact shit. Tell me, who's like the comics that you look up to?
Someone at the door?
A lot of the comics that I look up to are passed away. Bernie Mac. Yeah, look, Cat Williams. He's one of the guys I really Cat look Williams. Up to. He's a lot of these guys. They're so confident up there, dog. You could feel that shit. It feels like that is a skill. That is a crazy to go up there and show no emotion, like you just talking to your boys, dog. Is a fucking.
Hey, I got a lot of respect for comedians because I don't even feel like I could do that. I want to do it just because it seems like something that I can't do. Right. I know you get a lot of character growth from doing it.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Listen, you go up there and it'll show you a lot about yourself, dog. Like even if you're an entrepreneur, I think every entrepreneur, I'm a businessman at the end of the day, right? Like what I do is a business. I run a business, right? There's a whole back end to everything that I do. It's not just, go on stage and talk shit and make content on social media. There's a back end to all this shit. Yeah. And I believe every entrepreneur should go up there. It's a big ego check, dog.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's a big ego check. Go up in front of fucking 500 people, dog, and just say anything.
Yeah.
That's the goal for us.
Anything.
I think that's what we're going to...
Yeah, listen. I say that to people that I coach and they want to get into the social media space with nobody there, just in front of the camera. As soon as they turn the camera on, the most confident dude. Yep. Yeah. Exactly. So I feel like it gave me a lot of growth just doing the content online. But that's a whole nother thing, getting on stage, having that type of confidence.
Yeah, doing it in front of your phone is difficult. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Even by yourself.
Yep.
Even when I first started and you holding the phone to yourself, bro, you have to figure out like, okay, how do I stay Kevin? Yeah. Right? Like how do I stay myself?
Yeah.
And then you do it in front of other people, like right? And then it's like, oh shit, how do I stay Kevin on my phone but other people are here? And then a podcast, let's just say like this. Yep. This is another thing that people motherfuckers be like this.
Man.
What's your name? They don't know what to say, dog.
I see it all the time. Yeah. Listen, my first podcast that I did, I went to Valuetainment and I was like, damn, my girl was watching this. My son was watching this. As soon as the lights turned on, I was like, wasn't even happy with myself. Wasn't even happy with myself. And it was such a big ego check. And I was like, every day I'm going to get online. Every day I'm going to talk online because that was so embarrassing to myself.
That's
but like you said, it show you who you are.
Yeah, it show you. And then when you do it on stage.
Oh, come on.
Bro, that shit is crazy. Because like, look, it's quiet, right? So when you say like, yo, we good. Like, let's get this shit started. And someone got to pop up. Yo, welcome to blah, 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 blah. Right? There's 4 of us. Okay, there's 4 of us. Yeah. We can all interact with each other, right? You say something, right? Listen, dog, when you're on stage and you say something and it's quiet and it's supposed to be a laugh and you get nothing. And now you're like, oh shit, all right, I'm gonna go to my next joint. Now you go to your next joint and you get nothing. Yeah. Son, that is some of the most difficult shit any human being can deal with. Because, bro, it's just you, gang. You can't fucking blame it on nobody. I can't say, yo, Kels is an asshole. He put me in a fucked up position. Goldie's a dick. He ain't even set me up right. Nah, dog, it's just you. Yeah. It's just you.
You feel like you're naked up there.
You suck. And that's it. Yeah. Period. And that is why I believe being a comedian in terms of entertainment is the most difficult job you could possibly be.
For sure.
Dude, even this podcast, like, I was nervous my first couple episodes. What I've been doing at home that you guys don't know about, I literally get a book, I ran a book, and I just start reading it aloud.
That's dope.
No, listen,
reading it aloud.
The first year I was doing a podcast run, I was like, man, I didn't stop getting nervous when I got on there for like a year and a half. And people would think, oh, well, I couldn't notice. I was nervous the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you still get nervous in certain situations. Look, listen, I have a pod and that does well, and you know, luckily I'm with someone who I am very, very close with.
Yeah.
He's my opener. He's just my guy. It's my goon, bro. We eat together all the time. I'm with him more than I'm with my fucking kids. But even still, when we started that shit, we was still nervous, bro. Both of us. We like, and we're comics. Yeah. We go on stage every weekend, and we were still like, "What's up, dog? What you want to talk about?" You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like a fucking asshole, dog. But that's the reality, right? But that's the business that we in, dog. Like you, and the whole thing is confidence and authenticity and being yourself. And if you can match that shit, you all good, baby.
100%, man. Yeah, bro. So you mentioned crowd work, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I said, I ain't trying to be cocky or nothing, but I think crowd work is my shit, nigga. Just because in my videos, I kind of already do that. Like, I talk to people on the spot. I have to come up with a joke on the spot.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'll tell you about crowd work.
What's up?
Listen.
Well, tell me.
You got to write bits, dog.
Of course.
Write jokes.
Yeah.
You got to write jokes because here's the thing.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck how good your crowd work is.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll tell you stories off camera about the best in the game who would bomb day after day after day in crowd work. You want to put out a show, right? So like at the end of the day, if you're selling tickets, you need motherfuckers. Let's just say you do in Miami, you sell out Miami, you come, and you want motherfuckers to come again.
Of course.
So you need everybody in that bitch to be like, yo, this motherfucker funny. And at the end of the day, you can't do crowd work for an hour, dog.
Of course.
You can do it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You can do it for 6 minutes. You can do it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But when you're doing a full set, you need to tell jokes.
Yeah.
You need to write. So what you need to, in my opinion, and I won't act like I fucking know it all.
Anytime
you need to write.
Of course, yeah.
You need to write, and if you're good at crowd work, perfect. You can implement that shit in between.
Exactly. Okay.
But you need to be a writer. You need
primary
to write
should
jokes.
be the writing.
You need to tell bits.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to relate to people when they're in front of you and do, bro, write a motherfucking joke.
Yeah.
Let's see if that works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to be a comic? Do that.
I will, brother. I will.
Do that.
Yeah, man. So like I had written some shit. It was like this light skin joke, being like something up. It was just pretty much saying that like in LA I thought I was black, but over here I guess I'm a Puerto Rican nigga. And I went up there and I said it, and that shit hits every time. And it's dope because when you write some written shit, I noticed like like you said, some people try to interrupt.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that's a perfect opportunity if you're trying to fill up some minutes or trying to get even more practice in. What I've noticed every time I've gone up is like if I say a joke that was written and it gets people laughing and then someone interrupts, now it's like I love how you can just jump from your bit to some crowd work and then from some crowd work right back into your bit.
That's a talent.
Yeah.
That's a talent,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's fun to do, man.
No,
you know
but it's also very difficult. Listen,
Yeah.
it is very difficult to have your bits, especially if you're doing like an hour.
Yeah.
And you're like in your shit, and somebody fucks you up, bro. You're like, damn, bro, where was I going next?
That's
but
impressive,
you have to eat. You have to almost eat. There's so many times I'm like, you bitch ass motherfuckers, fuck me up. I don't even know where I'm going. And I'll ask the crowd. I'll be like, well, what the fuck?
What the fuck was I talking about?
You know what I'm saying? And they'll tell you that, but you're talking about your mom. Talking about your mom. And you fucking, you know what I'm saying? You gotta listen.
But that's impressive, bro. I admire that, man. You do an hour.
Right now, my set is 49. Yeah.
Oh man, dog. Man, that's impressive, dude. Because my longest set has only been like 15, 20 minutes, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take you to one of his shows, dude. They're really good.
We're gonna do Miami next month, bro.
Let's do it.
He came,
man. I'm excited.
Yeah, he's coming to Miami next month.
Word, let's do it, man.
Yeah, bro.
Tell everyone about the show. Where's it at?
It's at the Improv next month. I don't know fuck, bro. I'm the worst. I probably should know to promote myself. I'm fucking worst, bro. It's but it's next month. I just did a Only a Day podcast. I should know the fucking day, but it's next month.
Yeah.
And I'm excited, bro. I always do well out here. I mean, Miami is always fire, bro. People come out here to have a good time, which is cool. Because I'm from New York and motherfuckers,
niggas, I'm all knowing in New York.
you know what I'm saying? You look, they show out for me and they love me. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it is. It's New York, baby. You know these motherfuckers come and they're like, "You bitch ass motherfucker, my girl want to fuck you." You know what I'm saying? It's like, understand? If I could throw a tomato at you, I would. You bitch ass motherfucker. You know?
Oh shit.
So when he came to Scottsdale, dude, when I tell you there was a line wrapped around the whole building.
Oh man,
crazy. Sold
Arizona's
the fuck out.
fire, bro.
And then he tells this joke. He brings me in, and he tells this joke, and he tells everyone I'm a digital pimp in front of like.
It went viral too. It went
crazy. That clip that he posted, that was like one of his most viral. It did almost like 100 million views or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's a big ass
million.
picture of my face. I have people coming up to me for like a month. Oh, you're the digital pimp on. You're the digital pimp on. Kevin's page.
Oh my God, yo, that's funny as fuck, bro.
Yeah, that was cool.
Man.
And
100 million views, bro.
That was
Insane.
that was the first year of my tour. That was a good time, man. Arizona is one of my favorite
We had a
places.
blast out there,
Yeah,
man.
I love that place, bro.
We fucked Arizona up bad when we came out there.
Arizona's dope.
Yeah.
I have a good
Man,
time,
that's super dope, man. Yeah, bro. I mean, I have it on my vision board. You know what I'm saying? I admire you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
thank
I
you,
looked
my
at your
brother.
I looked at
Appreciate
your
that, man.
comedy, and like you're definitely like you obviously do this shit. It's
Thank
very
you, my
obvious,
brother.
and I
Appreciate
admire that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of my faves are like Cat Williams, Dave. And. That's I have it on my vision board that I want to be on tour. I have like my whole, I took Cat Williams' fucking Dark Matter tour and I cut his face and I put my face on it on the side.
Nah, but then,
You know what I'm saying?
you gotta think big, dog.
Yeah,
Listen,
you got to.
listen. I wanted to fuck. I want to have my own TV show, bro. All the cops. Oh yeah, you're gonna be an actor, motherfucker. You're gonna be a TV. Bro, I'm pitching with two of the biggest producers in Hollywood.
Wow.
Okay. Ian Edelman, who did the Vince Staples Show, and Stacey Shear, who did Pulp Fiction.
Wow.
And I'm pitching my TV show with them to the biggest networks in the world, bro.
Wow, bro.
In 3 weeks.
Oh,
So
congratulations,
thank
my
you,
nigga.
my brother. I appreciate you. But I will tell you is, think big, my brother.
Of course,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Everybody gonna tell you, this motherfucker, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody, dog. Fuck everybody. I don't fuck with no comics. I got my circle.
Yeah, and that's
it.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody, yo. Fuck what everybody think. Who gives a fuck? I'm saying you worry about your family, you do your own thing. Fuck everybody. Work hard, work smart, do good business, be a good person.
Yeah.
And the rest of it
Everything
will
gonna
fall into place, bro.
For sure.
God willing.
Yeah, appreciate that,
Do
brother.
people come up to you on the street like, hey, tell a joke?
Bro, what?
Don't you hate that shit? Like, nigga ain't no bitch toy.
We definitely will not tell that
We'll
story.
tell that story. But yes,
But we literally just spoke about
bro,
this.
bro, listen. Yes, bro. Motherfuckers will come up to you, dog, and be like, "Oh yeah, you funny, dog. Tell me a joke." And I'm not gonna lie. There was a group of influential gentlemen, and I told the joke, and it killed my ego after, because for you as a man, you think like, I don't give a fuck who you are, dog. But I will tell you that in this business, sometimes you gotta take your ego and shove it in your ass.
Yeah.
And tell that joke, dog. Because here's the thing, in my opinion, at that point, I was like, you know what, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell this fucking joke because it's a good joke, dog.
Yeah.
So look at me in my eyes. You ready for this? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you this joke.
That's
bitch.
that shit.
You know what I'm saying? And that's that. Listen, you gotta have that, dog. And then like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If
Did it
you-
have him laughing?
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That would have been miserable, dog. That would have been
my
the
mama.
worst. yo.
Yeah, facts,
Can you
yeah.
imagine? You like, you ready for this? This is my best one.
Right. That
And
shit
they're
was
like,
weak as fuck.
they're like, cool, dog. I'm like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And I got
Kill
people that
myself.
ask me that all the time. They come to me, give me some game. And I be like, man, stay in school. I be like, they put me on the spot. It's like, I don't know what to
Yeah,
But
dog.
at the same time, it let me know where I'm at. Damn, you ain't got no nothing to say. So now I got a couple little things. When somebody said I got my go-to.
You got some-
Yes.
some
Bro,
quick triggers, huh?
that's common. That's the same thing,
Yeah.
dog.
That's
Right?
amazing.
Like
You adapted.
you learn from that
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
dog. Like the first time you're like, oh, suck my dick. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Second time you're like, damn, I gotta think of something. You know what
I
I'm
gotta
saying?
think of something.
Be good to your moms. You know what I'm saying? No, that's dope, bro. It's just, listen, bro, we all in the same game at the end of the day, dog. Like, I really do believe that you find your lane, and if you love that, you'll put in the effort to make sure shit work out, bro.
So you love comedy.
Yeah, man, I love comedy. Saved my life on so many levels. I'm a clown, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just my personality and the comedy saved my life on so many levels. So yeah, being creative and being funny, making people laugh makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that I know that's funny. I'm like, man, you should do stand up, but they don't want to get over. Do you think just because somebody is funny
It
all
don't
the
mean
time
shit,
don't
dog.
mean nothing? Huh?
Don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Listen,
You
I
gotta
know
be a real
mad
entertainer.
motherfuckers who are funny. Then you put them on stage and they're like,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well, listen, because being funny when you're with your boys and you're comfortable.
Yeah.
It's very different than being in the most uncomfortable situation that you can possibly imagine and still be funny.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I don't give a fuck how funny you are in front of your boys, dog. everybody can be funny in front of your boys. You're in the most, you comfortable, dog. You chilling. We chilling. We making people laugh. It's all good.
Yeah.
Now get in front of a stage and motherfuckers are staring at you like this. Now be funny.
You got to process, because I feel like that's what everything's all about, being comfortable. You got to process.
Preparation.
Right. There you
Preparation.
go.
I love that. Can I talk about this? So you was talking about writing, right? What I do when I write is I write the joke, and then I just rehearse it over and over, like as if I'm studying for homework.
I'll give you an example. You want to give me an example?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
I'll give you an example. I'll play it for you just so you know I'm not full of shit. Oh, where's my phone? Is it over there?
Yeah, I think it's charging.
Oh, it's right here. Okay. I'll give you I'll just a quick. I'll give you a voice note. These are my voice notes. I do it over and over and over again. So these are My mom was a single mom, right? You know, I'm not gonna play the whole joke.
Yeah.
Single mom is tough. You know, so I do that in my crib.
Yeah.
And I walk in circles. Yeah. And I'll do that for 3 hours.
Oh,
I'm
that's some game.
I'm about to write that down.
That's some game. That's preparation,
And
right?
I'll do that for 3 hours. That's a new joke, right?
You just walk in circles, period, at the crib.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, on the phone.
Yeah. I'm a pacer, bro. I'm a pacer.
Hey, me too.
I'm
Man, I walk
OCD.
2 miles just on the phone.
Just like this. Listen,
That's
bro.
why I got a walking treadmill in the house. Now I just get on that.
Yeah, bro.
Miles.
But bro, I had
He's been staying with me, and it's like we're walking around the house looking at each other, and I'm like, damn, we look like if anyone just walked in here and saw us, we look like crackheads.
I had a shorty be like, yo, you get mad steps in, dog. And I was like, yeah. I get a little
Is there a reason why? Obviously, you voice recorder so you can listen to see if you said it correctly.
Yes, because the problem is, here's the thing: when you think of a joke, you'll think of it that way, and you're like, oh, this way is fire, right? But if you wait 10 minutes, you'll forget the way you fucking thought about it. So like, you have to make sure that you can listen to that shit again and be like, nah, I like the way I said it that time. So I'll listen to all 6 of them and be like, that one was the best.
That's one. Okay.
Because
okay.
those small changes will change the joke.
Right.
Yo, you can have something that is funny, but if you say it the wrong way, it won't
changes
be funny.
everything. Exactly.
Hey, what you saying? But that's exactly what I do. Like when I first started, I record myself. I say the same thing like 20 times with different inflections and be like, which one is good?
Yeah, which one is the best?
Yeah, but I like that you'll do it in the house over and over and over. Next time I write something down, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say it out loud.
That's even like what Andy talked about with our sales. You know what I'm saying? Just tweaking that one thing to get that.
Yeah, you do it. Just listen, that small thing, bro. I've had jokes where I'm like, damn, I know that shit funny, dog.
Yeah.
But like, it ain't hitting.
Yeah.
But I know that shit is funny.
Yeah.
And then you change one thing, whether you're like slow it down or you speed it up or whatever it is, and now all of a sudden that shit crushes, and you're like, damn,
man,
bro.
that sounds like a master at his craft. The difference between you and probably everybody else not doing that.
Yeah, I'm just a psychopath.
Yeah.
But you have to be a
have to be.
psychopath,
Yeah, you are
bro.
sick
for
You have
anything.
to be a psychopath,
Yeah,
bro.
I love that.
You're not gonna be good at anything unless you're a psycho. I don't give a fuck how talented you are, how dope you are. If you're not obsessed with that shit, dog, then eat a dick, because you're not gonna be successful.
Hey, Alex Hormozy said the same thing. He was like, he did like a 2-hour speech when he wrote out his 100 Millionaire book. And he was like, man, y'all think I'm so comfortable out here. He said, I've practiced every day for 3 hours for the past year. That's why I'm comfortable, because I'm competent at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, the only thing that makes me comfortable is repetition.
Yeah.
If I know that I know the shit, I'm comfortable.
Yeah,
I'm writing all this shit down.
You gonna make me step it up this way. I'm doing for real.
Like
Yeah, good, bro. Listen, we all need to be like that.
Remember? Like what we talked about with him?
Right. All greatness got the same blueprint to it.
Yeah, it really is like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Everyone. It don't matter. Listen, you meet. I had a meeting today with a very successful person who I'm doing business with, and we come from very different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, I was on his yacht. We are very similar. We are very different in terms of our success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's way more successful than I am. But I will tell you that our personalities are very similar.
Those success habits.
You know what I'm saying? Type A. Listen, bro, like I'm organized, I'm fucking crazy, clean. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm not saying you have to be like that.
Yeah.
But when you surrounding yourself with those people and making sure that like you're really perfecting your shit, dog. If you want to be great, dog, you gotta do that shit.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
You gotta do that shit.
You gotta really do that shit.
So you make, because this is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty psychopathic about that shit too, bro. A lot of people would try and invite me to certain shows, and I'm like, I didn't repeat the joke enough. I'm not trying to go up because I know I'm gonna fuck the joke up. So you would say that it's very important to repeat that shit until
I would say this.
Okay.
I would say this. if you have an obligation to do a show, and you don't put in the work to do that, you still need to do that show.
Of course, it wasn't an obligation.
No, not an obligation. But what I'm saying is, if you say, "Yo, I'm gonna do this show," and you don't prepare, you better do that motherfucking show.
Of course,
because you need to eat that.
Well, yeah,
eat a dick while you up there, dog. Because you didn't prepare.
Of course,
and that's on you.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm in that situation. I would for sure go, and I would make sure I'm prepared. But I'm saying, like, I just randomly got invited.
Yeah, bro, dude. Yeah. For that,
I'm like, nigga, I didn't repeat it enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Listen, if you're not, if you don't feel good about it, don't fucking do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But like, the point I was trying to get at is, even someone as good as you, your thing is, you make sure you repeat that shit 300 fucking times to make sure you're comfortable as fuck. So when you get up on stage, that shit is light work.
Yeah, because you're so nervous, bro. Your adrenaline, bro, you forget.
Yeah, for sure.
And if 100%. It's not muscle memory, you fuck.
If you fuck that shit the fuck up.
You fuck. You be up there,
no, for sure.
Fuck, I don't know where I was going with it. And then you fuck. And then your body, bro, that flight, that fight or flight
oh my
is
goodness.
real, dog.
My mama it is.
And when you up there, you want to cry and go to cry. I don't care how gangster you are, how anything. Bro, you be like, you turn into a fucking pussy immediately. Immediately. You know what I'm saying? But that's life, bro. That's you know what I'm saying?
That's why I say being a comedian, just the character growth you get from doing it. I said, I'm not even funny. I want to do it just so I can get that character growth of seeing who I really am when everybody looking at me.
Facts. Can I go up there and have people stare at me for 10 minutes who aren't laughing, but I could still be confident up there?
Was you always like that, though? When you first started, was it uncomfortable, or were you better than the average person?
No. So I will tell you this. I always had stage fright my whole life. So when the first agent hit me up, he was like, "Yo, you're gonna be hilarious. I've been watching your pod. You need to go on stage." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you crazy? Yeah. I'm the worst. I can't even read out loud. You want me to fucking go on stage and do shit?"
Yeah.
But I'm a psychopath. So when he was like, listen, his name is JJ Cassiari. He owns 33 and West. Wow. I owe a lot to that man.
Yeah.
I fired him. Because you had to move on to bigger and better things, but we keep in contact till this day, and I will say that he is a gentleman, and he is one of the biggest reasons why I did, because he called me and said, "Yo, don't be a bitch. You either gonna do this shit or you're not gonna do this shit. I'll give you 6 months. Get prepared," and I did.
Yeah,
bro. I come home. I was working 16-hour tours as a cop. I come home every night, dog. 10:30 at night, going in the basement and just talk to the wall. Do my whole set over and over and over and over again, bro. So my first show, it was a sold out show, 200 people. I got hammered, dog. I was fucked up, which is even worse, because when you fucked up, you forget shit.
Yeah.
Bro, I had that shit so dialed in that I murdered that shit.
Wow.
45 minutes, my first show ever, in front of 200 people, and I murdered that shit. And that was God's way of being like, "Yo,
this is what you need to do.
This is what you're meant to do."
Yeah.
You know, and luckily, but it didn't just, I didn't go up there and just fuck around. Yeah. I prepared for a long
time. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pull my phone.
Nah, bro.
I'm writing all this shit down.
Man, I'm soaking the same game up, you know, because they see your success now, but they don't see all them hours you was getting off work and talking to the world. I feel like that could apply to anybody doing anything, or you putting that work in behind the scenes. I got a couple questions, you know.
Yeah, I got some funny shit.
You know, you working, you doing a lot, you know, you on the road, you got to spend hours when you get home, you know, doing your bits over and over. Where does a woman fit into that?
So I was with my ex for 20 years. I was with her since I was 16. She is an incredible female. She's the mother of my children. Unfortunately, we didn't work out.
Yeah.
So it's tough for me right now, man, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I struggle with. I didn't grow up with my father.
Yeah.
So I travel a lot, and I know. You know, when I'm home, I try to keep my kids as much as possible with me. Anytime I'm home, I try to have them come over and sleep over. But it's tough, man. You know, single father. I'm working a ton, and I'm trying to make sure that I maintain a very good relationship with my children. So where does a female fit in? I'll be honest with you, dude. Like
they don't right now.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm focused on my work.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I was just saying that because a lot of people doing a lot, they successful, they trying to make moves. Man, most of the time a woman just distracts from all of that, because now you got to give her time, which takes away from what you're doing.
100%, but I will say you do have the opportunity, and if you do fall into a situation where you find a woman who is strong, who you feel a great connection with, I feel like she can upgrade you.
Of course.
Still, she can push you to the next level if you have a good woman.
That's what a woman's for.
Yeah, I just think a lot of these guys, it's just not the right woman for them. You know what I mean? But when you do find that right woman, I think you should jump on that and do the right thing, bro.
I think so too.
You know what I'm saying? I think a woman can be your best friend.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too.
I just think they could also be your
worst downfall. Yes,
100%. You just have to be confident enough and strong enough and have enough wisdom to know the difference.
Because I know you got a lot of women. You on stage, you famous. I know you got a lot of women coming after the show, trying to see you, what do you do with that? You just like, nah, it's business.
Yeah, right I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm very much so all business. Let's just say normally I do weekends, right? So if it's a Friday, Saturday, fly in on a Thursday. I got my team with me, my boy Lee, Nick. I fly with them and we'll do our shows. And Lee's a married man. Nick is a single dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a psycho, but he's my guy. Yeah. We don't go out. Right? I don't go to clubs. You won't catch me in clubs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The only time you ever catch me out is usually when I'm with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
The rotten strawberry.
Yeah, I don't go out much. I like to focus on my work.
Well, at least we got you paid when you went out,
Yeah, no, it was cool. Yeah. It was cool.
I always get people paid. So if you go out with me, you're gonna get paid.
Yeah. Sure. But it was but I will say it distracts me personally.
Because you're a good time when you're drunk.
I am.
When we were drinking, we had a good time.
We had a great time. But the thing is, bro, I did all that shit, gang. You know what I'm saying? I did all that shit. Listen,
I'm on the same tip, bro.
These bitches don't. You know what I'm saying? They come up, y'all all the same, and y'all weird and y'all corny. Because here's the thing: if you come up to me,
tell me again.
If you come up to me and you you fine, man. Listen,
bitch,
I can't wife you, dog. You know why? Because if I wife you, you gonna do that shit to the next cool motherfucker who up here? If I'm gonna fall in love with you and I'm gonna be with you, it's because you're a good woman. It's because you're a regular bitch.
Yeah, I like that.
You're a regular bitch.
Preach,
bitch.
sir.
I like that.
You're not that.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, facts. I love that, man. And
that shit scares me.
Yeah, it's true, bro. We be talking all the time. A lot of these bitches really are just the same bitch, but just with a different face. You know what I'm saying? Same attitude, same lack of value to bring to the table. Nothing else there except for pussy and a headache. So that's not to demean women. It's just it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is nowadays. And like you said, if you don't have the wisdom to be able to differentiate between a good woman and a bad woman, that could be the difference between whether you succeed or fail.
Yeah.
So,
and to each their own. It's just it really look. If you're looking to have fun, that is something totally different, right? If she's looking to have fun and you're looking to have fun. Yeah. Whatever. I'm not against that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking for a woman that you're gonna grow with, you need to show me through your actions that I could grow with you. And the first interaction is how I can tell.
100%.
Yeah, so if they come up to you after the show and they say they want to rock your mic.
And it's just well, you're going to rock somebody else's mic too. You know what I'm saying? I can't fuck with you. But to each their own, and God bless you. Thank you for coming.
All right, so what are some good values that Kevin Herrera looks for in a woman?
I would say good mom.
Okay.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
So a lot of guys, they let it sit down. I can't ever date no single mom. Me and Goldie were just talking about this other. Single moms are some of the best women I've ever come across.
Okay, so yeah. I mean, look, at the end of listen, you can be a good mom and you can be a terrible woman to deal with, right? But one of the qualities that I look for is being a good mom. Yeah. To me, you could be a crazy bitch and still a good mom, but it's probably less likely.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. 100%.
So I want someone who's a good mom, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because those womanly qualities carry over to how she treats you, right?
Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I want someone who doesn't necessarily have such a crazy ego, and the pain doesn't matter, right? You could have a really toxic past and a fucked up past, but if our connection is deep, like I'm cool with that, dog. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we can. I have a very toxic past too, and I have a very crazy past. Like we could do that together.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how to pick them, because how a woman parents her child shows a lot about that individual. If she's dropping her kid off at her grandma's house all the time, how could she love me more than she love her child? So that's a great way to identify if a woman is going to be a good woman or not.
Absolutely. You know, and I listen. Oh, you just recording me on the side?
Yeah,
right.
Keep going, motherfucker.
You're just giving up my game on social? But yeah, no, honestly, man, like you know, in terms of, you know, it's tough for me because I don't really like talking so much about, I pick good women, you know, all in all. And I don't like you know, I'm a very public figure, so I don't like talking about so much about the women in my life and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's
100%.
tough. Like, you know, the mother of my children is the mother of my children.
Yeah.
And whatever woman I'm with or will be with, you know, I like that to be private. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And because I feel like things can get complicated, especially with social media. Social media is fucked.
Oh my God, these niggas so fucking thirsty
Bro,
to know what the fuck you got going on.
I'll show you videos, gang, of people making videos of me when we first got separated, and I'm like, you know, we've had this conversation. I'm like, yo, dog, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Yo, like, y'all got nothing better than me making videos about me, dog?
Having a public relationship.
I'm trying to tell you, I will never go public with my relationship ever again. So I feel you on that, bro.
He has 2 million followers, and it was him and his family making videos. And
it was me. It was me. Yeah,
that's how we met each other. Was from TikTok, because I had 7 million followers, and when you have a public breakup like that, bro, I had hundreds of people making videos about me, making false allegations, telling the world that I'm a cheater.
Shit, bro. Wild shit,
making
bro.
up crazy shit that people were taking videos of me in the nightclub, posting them on Twitter. Look at him. He's a piece of shit. He's drinking and making out with bitches in the club and blah, blah, blah. Like,
and that's
painting
tough,
me
bro.
to be
a
monster, bro.
And the thing is, like, even if you know it's not true.
Yeah.
Even if you know
shit creeps into your fuck up subconscious,
bro. That shit fucks you up, though.
It
because I'm, especially me, I'm the type of person where, and I try not to be like this so much, but I hate when people are mad at me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's one thing that, like, really bothers me. Like, I don't know you, right?
Yeah.
We just met today, and you dope. But if Kel said to me tomorrow, like, yo, Goldie ain't like when you went, like, blah, 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 I said whatever. Yo, that shit would fuck with me, dog, because I'd be like, fuck. Because I'm like, damn, you know, maybe I fucked up. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying? That shit fucks with me.
Yeah.
So when you have all these random people, you have to, like, build this like, thing in your brain where you're like, this isn't real.
Yeah, you got to.
It isn't real. It's make-believe.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers ain't real. They're bored. They're at home because that's the truth, dog.
It is the truth.
They all got their own life.
Yeah.
Their mother sick or this. They all got their own shit.
You almost have to feel bad.
Yeah, they're just trying to get out their pain, dog.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a great way to look at it.
It is, and when you can learn to have empathy for them, because that used to fuck with me too, bro. I'll be like, when people be like, oh, just Gary Vee used to talk about, like, the best way to deal with haters is to just have empathy for them. I'll be like, nigga, why the fuck would I have empathy for these bitch ass niggas? What this?
You got it, though.
But there's a difference. There's a difference between having sympathy for them and empathy for them. Empathy is like, oh, I'm not gonna allow you to fuck with me because you're clearly just a hurt person.
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas like sympathy is like, oh, I feel bad for you.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for you in that sense, but it's like, yo, I get it, dog.
Yeah.
Like I get.
Yeah.
I personally would never do some shit
exactly.
like that, but I get.
Yeah.
You.
It helps you not take it offensively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
to piggyback on what you said, you know, Gary Vee told me something one time too. He's like, look, these people are judging you based upon, you know, a picture of your life or a 1 minute clip of your life. If these people knew you for 5 to 10 years and then they were saying these things, then you might want to take a look at it. But, you know, these people are just seeing moments of your life. And for them to judge you based upon these moments, you can't get mad at that.
Yeah, nah, it is what it is, bro. You got to eat that shit. And at the end of the day, it's the entertainment business, and we want to be in it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like at the end of the day, bro,
that's
eat
what
a
comes
dick.
with it.
It comes with it, bro. It is what it is. They gonna talk about your shit, yo. Your nostrils big, gang, and da da. And you better eat that shit,
100%.
motherfucker.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like your haircut shit, and Listen, it is what it is. And over the years, I realized
they told me and you one thing one time that stuck me for the rest of my life. They said my legs were so skinny that I looked like I sat in a wheelchair my whole life.
Bro, they called me a paraplegic, dog.
Yeah,
they say, yo, damn, homie look like a paraplegic. Yo, some of that shit, dog, some of these motherfuckers are so funny. Yo, I be wanting to hit him on the side like, you bitch ass motherfucker. That really hurt my feelings, bro.
Sometimes don't wear shorts no more, bro.
Sometimes it be like that.
So skinny.
Bro, what?
Yeah. Sometimes a nigga catch you on the right day, that shit kind of sting a little bit.
but yo, that's the business, dog.
Yeah. Man, hey, what you feel like, cancel culture, you say the wrong thing about the wrong group of people. Do that limit your jokes? Like when you coming up with jokes, you be like, nah, I can't say that.
Well, I will say I am very filtered in that sense. I talk about my life, and my life is so full with so many things that I feel like I don't run out of content, right? Like my life in my past and then my life that I'm living now. It's so many new things that I feel like are, right? People want to laugh at relatability, and that's kind of what I dig into is relatability. So I don't talk about politics and culture and... Cause I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm talking about the life that I'm living, yo. I'm living in my apartment. My kids are a pain in the ass. This shit's expensive. Making money hard. You bitches is crazy. That's what I'm talking about. I don't gotta talk about Trump and this and that because it don't matter to me, dog. You know what
it really doesn't matter.
It don't matter to me.
So you don't ever feel like, damn, I wanted to say something, but I'm not gonna say it.
Because most of the crazy shit I say is with my boys where it's not recorded. So it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we good.
Me, bro.
It's recorded up here.
Yeah.
My type of comedy is I do like to be pretty like push the line vulgar. And I think
I'm very vulgar.
Bro, stand up I feel like is like the place where that's the cool thing about being a comedian is that like you have a lot more leeway to get away with shit. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I say wild shit. I won't say wild shit, but I'm not political. I'm not religious.
Of course, because nobody give you
on stage. You know what I mean? I'm a Christian man, but like I know that probably sounds crazy me saying that. I'm drinking Modelo right now, but I am a Christian man. I got baptized 4 years ago. I mean, you just got baptized.
I just got baptized.
Congratulations.
I get chastised every single day. I get people
Listen, we're all
posting me on their
sinners, dog,
story.
at the end of the day, bro. So fuck everybody who got something to say. Listen,
they
you
be
just
talking
fucked up
shit on me.
Yeah, thanks.
Man of God, what?
I am a man of God. I don't
Me
give a
too.
fuck.
I
I'll do that and sip my Modelo.
I'm figuring my shit out each and every single day, and we know what we got going on.
Yeah, the niggas they be trying to act like they these pure Christians. Those be the one, man. They be worse than us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Behind closed doors,
bro.
they be what, man? What? Those be the worst niggas, bro.
Listen,
you know, so
they really be the worst.
Yeah,
the motherfuckers who be like judging you.
Yeah.
They fucking like, yo, come on, dog. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it, gang. Fuck out of here, dog. You know?
Oh my God, bro. Yeah, man.
Shit. No, this was cool, man. I'm happy you brought me on, bro. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, bro. So tell me again, when's your show again?
He has no idea. Let me look online because my manager's gonna be mad as a motherfucker. Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, you better. We'll drop this before your next shit.
Hold on. Okay. All right, so Miami is...
It really is so crazy. I remember...
May 16th. May 16th and May 17th, Miami Improv in Doral. I'll be out here and come through, bro.
He'll be out here.
I'll be out here. And then I'm going to Hawaii.
Word to his mother. He's going to drink some water.
I'm coming to the show.
Come through. I got tickets for y'all, man.
I love comedy shows.
Yeah, come to the show. You have a great time.
Yeah, we're not paying for tickets.
I promise you. I'll get you guys tickets. Just don't bring fucking 40 bitches. I am
a digital pimp.
I'll give you 4 tickets. You got to pick between the black guy there and the white guy there. You got to pick which one you want. It's more important. But you got 4 and that's all you got. Okay. You got these 2 motherfuckers, you and either the white or the black. One or the other. But you got to pick one, you bitch asshole. Oh, shit. I appreciate you, man.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, right, man, Kevin, I appreciate the game, bro, for real. I mean,
I appreciate
I got a whole notepad and shit, man, for real. So I'm definitely...
We'll chop it up after, too. I'll give you my number.
Where can they find you at, too?
So KevHerreraComedy.com, Kev Herrera Comedy on all platforms, Mugged Off Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, everywhere you can get a podcast.
And Kev takes it in the backdoor.com too. That was a good.
That's you manage that. It's a very specific niche following that we have. You know what I'm saying?
That shit funny.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, McQueen, where can they find you at, brother?
The Mega McQueen on Instagram, and then McQueen on YouTube.
All right, perfect. Goldie,
Young Goldie _ on Instagram, Gang Bout Goldie on YouTube.
Perfect. You guys know you can find me at Kellen Ness on all social platforms. Do not forget to hit that link in our bio. Go check out all of our digital products. Join our community. You guys are going to get access to all three of us. You know, don't forget we got our bi-weekly calls coming up. And we got a lot of great stuff in there, man. You guys want to learn from the best? We're right here. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Game Gods podcast. Peace.